the video for the spring solstice 2017, that is March 21st, 2017, is entitled Anastasia, Across the Dark Forces Window of Time. The Russian mystic Anastasia told Vladimir Megre on their first meeting, quote, "In the book you are going to write, there will be unobtrusive combinations, formulations made up of letters, and they will arouse in the majority of people good and radiant feelings. These feelings are capable of overcoming ailments of body and soul and will facilitate the birth of a new awareness inherent in people of the future. Believe me, Vladimir, this is not mysticism. It is in accord with the laws of the universe," end quote. And now, the Spring Equinox 2017 is upon us. It will move around the world, beginning in the east and moving westward. China, and not England, is more significant. It is said that the Chinese elders are ancient, more so than the Western oligarchy. Russia, not the US, is the most powerful military on the planet. Yet, it is more than mere military prowess that is driving the changes. This is a spiritual revolution, an awakening of soul. I expect big changes to unfold. How about you? That paragraph that I read is from the first Anastasia book. That's this one right here. And it's in chapter 27, and it's the second paragraph in the chapter. And I have, of course, found all of my Anastasia books. That's the other 8 of them. I understand there was another book written, but I never did get that one. The last one, there were supposed to be 9 books altogether, and they named the 8th book 8A and the 9th book 8B. I never did read, if there was a 10th book, and I believe there might have been, I didn't read that because by that time, Vladimir's daughter had taken over the business, and I think things got clouded when it became a monetary thing. The Anastasia books sold over 10 million copies in Russia alone, and it was translated into like 20 different languages around the world. I don't know how well it's done in other things. I should have looked that up perhaps, and I may mention that. I may look it up and mention it in a future video, but not this one. In any case, the revelations made by Anastasia are extremely significant for the time in which we are living. She foretold of this major spiritual revolution. Again, she said, it is in accord with the laws of the universe. Things are being balanced. The truth is coming out that has been long suppressed by the Western oligarchy out of Rome, London, and Washington, D.C. It is becoming more apparent to those of us that are paying attention that we're finally in those days of real change, not more garbage, not more control mechanism, but freedom, actual freedom is descending upon our planet, where we will finally be told the truth about our history and our purpose and our destiny. Because we've been so brainwashed and kept down, we don't understand why we're here. We have no comprehension of what human life is all about, because we've been dumbed down for millennia. They have been manipulating the human psyche, the human consciousness, they being the dark forces. And the dark forces are being exposed as never before, and they are railing against that exposure. That's why so many people were supporting Hillary, because she's part of the dark forces. She's part of the so-called Illuminati, which is a misnomer because Illuminati means light, illumined, and if anything, it's been an endarkening, not an enlightening process that has swamped us with ideas that belittle and demean us, that we're sinners. We're not sinners. We weren't born in sin and shapen in iniquity. That's a lie. That's part of the programming that human beings have gone through. And we've been sold a bill of goods that deprives us of our natural inherent abilities that certain mystics and seers and prophets and even the Son of God, who recognized himself and was recognized even by the Illuminati as the Son of God, Jesus of Nazareth. Even this was all part of the unfolding and the awakening of mankind that is now reaching an acceleration point that's bringing us into the age of Aquarius, that's bringing us into a new awareness of who we are and what our purpose is. And we will begin to see that our destiny is yet much greater than we can even imagine at this point, as we just begin to come out of the darkness and into the light of truth. It's an amazing time to be alive. It's a wonderful time to be part of this significant change in human mentality and human culture, and in the awareness in the self-awareness of who we are and why we're here and what our potential actually is to bring sweeping changes, not only to Earth, but from Earth around the galaxies and the known universe. It's the plan, if I'm understanding it at all correctly, is for us to be expanded. It's for an evolutionary change, but it comes through actual awakening. It's not just a gradual thing. This is a sudden shift in our consciousness where things that we were blinded to in the past, all of a sudden we have our minds opened and our spirits opened, and we're able to perceive things that we weren't able to perceive before because of the domination of the lies, the domination of the control grid that was allowed to exist for so long upon the planet Earth. I'm excited about the opportunity to speak to the group, and there's another group, the Yoga Shakti mission. I talked to the people that run the local mission here, and we're going to be setting up a time. I've spoken there in the past. In fact, it was at one of those meetings that I learned about Anastasia from someone who happened to be there visiting at that particular time and mentioned the Anastasia books. That's what brought them into my awareness, and that's when I ordered them, because they had made such an impact on the people that I met, whom I've never met again after that. But they were the ones, I think they were from Titusville, and they had come down to Melbourne, Florida, to attend that meeting. And the rest is history. I mean, as far as becoming aware of the vision that Anastasia had for all of us. So anyway, I'm inviting those of you that live in the Melbourne area or Brevard County, Florida area to come and hear me speak this coming Sunday on this topic. And there will be other opportunities locally, and I will be also talking about it more on some of my future videos. Anyway, thank you very much for listening, and namaste.